If I could have one request for all of those accounts on Twitter that are like, this blank news for this game, news for that, is to please link your fucking sources when you post something, because trying to find the article that this quote came from was absolutely one of the biggest pains in the asses I have ever had to go through, because I did want to make a video on this and talk about my opinion on this, but I wasn't going to post something that I didn't have a freaking article to back it up. In any case, this is Apex Legends news or Alpha Intel. This is basically, they've been around for a long time, I think since Apex basically dropped, and they posted a tweet that said, EA says Apex Legends fell short of revenue expectations despite Battle Pass changes. We did not see the lift in monetization we had expected. To drive significant growth and re-engagement, large systemic change is required. Basically what they're referring to is this past season with Apex Legends, they split the Battle Pass in two and just basically split the season in half for no real reason. And what they did was they doubled the amount of money you'd have to spend to buy the Battle Pass while reducing the overall amount of tiers. It's not like they made two Battle Passes and both Battle Passes had the same amount or double the levels as the singular pass did. They made two, and I think it was short by like 10 or 20 levels or something like that, as opposed to like what it would have been before. I don't really remember the full breakdown. I would have to go back and find some of the videos. There was a content creator by the name of Mags. He went over to Overwatch because of the Battle Pass changes. So I'd have to find his TikTok to give you like the exact numbers, but basically they made a second Battle Pass for the season, doubling the price of the Battle Pass, but you overall got less shit than you would have gotten if you had just bought two regular size Battle Passes, if that kind of makes sense. So I finally found the article. I had to do a whole bunch of Googling and removing words and putting them back in on this website called Technology for You. Now, I don't know how reliable this website is, but honestly, after reading through it, this sounds like CEO talk, so we're just going to go ahead and go for it. We're going to go ahead and go through it, and we're going to talk about it. EA CEO suggests Apex Legends 2 not part of plans as Season 22 falls short of expectations. Electronic Arts is likely not looking to work on an Apex Legends sequel, which I do want to say they don't really need to do that. The problem with Apex has never really been its coding, it's always been its servers. It's got a few optimization problems here and there, but like, it's the servers. The servers are the biggest issue with Apex Legends. They're the reason for all the no regs. They're the reason for the amount of server desyncs, the game consistently, kicking you out of whatever you're playing. They're responsible for the audio issues. Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but if you've ever played Apex Legends, like audio issues are like very prominent in that game, which was even worse for me as a deaf player, but like they're very prominent in that game, and it's mostly due to the servers. I didn't even know that was possible, but it was found by basically a data miner a little while ago that it's the servers that are causing a lot of the issues. So the servers have almost always been the problem. If you upgrade the servers, like most of Apex's problems just kind of go away. So they don't really need an Apex 2. I don't think there's any need. I think the game's coded perfectly fine. It's just they need to upgrade the servers. Anyway, the company suggests that at its FY 2025 second quarter earnings call on Tuesday, EA CEO Andrew Wilson, in response to the question about a potential Apex 2.0 in the conference call, said a second iteration of a live service title is almost never as successful as the first version, and maintained that EA's focus was on continuing support Apex Legends players with seasonal content and updates, which honestly, W from the CEO. I wouldn't say that the second sequel is almost never as successful, because really we just started seeing the growth of these kinds of things. Overwatch 2 is definitely more successful than Overwatch 1. I don't know much about Counter-Strike 2. Destiny 2 is definitely more successful than Destiny 1. So I think he's wrong, but I do think that like I said, there's no reason for an Apex 2, so definitely agree with him on this little tidbit. Very, very rare that anybody at EA has a brain, so we're good on that one. Apex Legends falls short of expectations in Q2 2024. EA held its Q2 2025 earnings call on Tuesday, reporting record net bookings of $2.079 billion. God damn. roughly ours. I don't know what that means. 17,480 C roar. I don't know what any of that means. For the quarter, the strong results were driven by EA Sports franchises like college football, Madden. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. At the quarterly earnings call, the EA CEO touched upon live service title Apex Legends, confirming that the shooter fell short of expectations in the quarter following the launch of season 22, which was the controversial season around the battle pass changes and things like that. According to Wilson, the franchise required widespread changes to re-engage players and drive live service growth. Following changes to the battle pass construct, we did not see the lift in monetization we had expected, Wilson said at the earnings call. It's almost like fucking your players over by making them spend more money for less content is gonna do that. Two things have become clear in the free-to-play FPS category. First, in a competitive landscape where brand, a strong core player base, and high-quality mechanics matter more than ever, Apex has proven to be a compelling franchise for us and an industry stalwart. He's not wrong on this. Apex is the most competitive of all battle royales out there. Every other battle royale has a much more casual experience than Apex Legends does. Apex Legends is far more sweaty, it's far more in depth, it's far, like you said, far more competitive. It's one of the only battle royales that actually takes like a lot of skill for your guns to hit, and that's due to like every gun being not only a projectile, but also the fact that the projectiles are vastly different from gun to gun, not just gun type to gun type. And you throw that in with not just that, but also hero abilities and different hero hitboxes and shit like that, makes it a much more mechanically challenging game than something like, say, for example, Fortnite. Second, to drive significant growth and re-engagement, large systemic change is required. We will continue to focus on retention and breadth of content in service of our global community as we work toward more significant, innovative changes in the future. This should be a scary thing to hear for like literally any Apex Legends player or creator. Large systemic change is required is a scary thing to hear when you're a fan of any game from a CEO, because where was I? Okay, never, ever, 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 ever buy a Husky when you want to be a content creator. Anyway, the point that I was trying to say is that anytime a CEO is saying something like large systemic change is required, it's a very scary thought to think, because especially in this day and age of massive layoffs and entire like divisions just being taken out of companies, and then them having to fucking stumble and fall for like 2 years before the CEOs and executives go, okay, we've saved up enough money for another yacht. Then they'll go, all right, let's mass hire a whole bunch of people who are just going to fire in like 2 more years. So that's a very scary thought. If I worked at Respawn, or if I worked at Respawn, or if I was a content creator or somebody who even loved Apex Legends, I'd be terrified at this moment. Apex Legends 2 may not happen. However, in the QA session at the earnings call, Wilson appeared to rule out Apex Legends 2 in response to a question about the need for an Apex 2.0. Rather than an incremental update, Wilson said that EA's objective was to deliver season-by-season updates and continue to bring creative features to an existing game instead of an overhaul, which I perfectly agree with. I think it's fine. I have not personally played Apex Legends since I did my Apex Legends video almost over a year ago at this point. So I really don't know if the game is still functioning the way that it did when I was playing it. But I would agree. You don't need an Apex Legends 2.0. What you need to do is upgrade the servers and make it less shit. Quote, but what I would say is that typically what we have seen, again, in the context of live service driven games at scale, is the version 2 thing almost never been as successful as the version 1 thing. And so actually the objective right now is to ensure that we are continuing support the global player base that we have to deliver the new, innovative, creative content on a season by season basis, as well as build these other things, but build them in a way that players do not have to give up the progress that they've made and the investment that they have put into the existing ecosystem. The chief executive said he did not believe a separate experience was needed to re-engage Apex Legends players. Correct. What you need to do is make the game not shit. Anytime we call a global player community to have choose between the investments they've made to date and future innovation creativity, that's never a good place to put our community in. Wait, let me reread that. Anytime we call a global player community to have to choose between the investments they've made to date and future innovation, creativity, that's never a good place to put our community in. And so our objective will continue to innovate in the core experience, and you're seeing that form from season to season now as our seasons get progressively bigger, and they're changing kind of key modalities at play within those seasons, and then build the additional opportunities for engagement in different modalities of play beyond what the current core mechanic delivers. And we think we can do these two things together, and we don't believe we have to separate the experience in order to do so, but again, the team is working through this now. Apex Legends Season 22. Apex Legends, while still a popular online shooter with a dedicated player base, has experienced a decline in player numbers in the 5 years since it launched in 2019. In August, EA launched Apex Legends Season 22 with new features like more modes, a new map, and a new anti-cheat system. However, net bookings for the game fell short of EA's expectations in Q2 2025, even as it extended freemium across the entirety of the first half of the Season 22 Battle Pass. The company reported in its financial results for the quarter, consistently EA said it had to adjust the rest of FY 2025 to reflect the lower than expected engagement for the game. Despite the lower expectations for Apex Legends, however, the company announced it was on track to maintain a mid-single-digit growth for its core live service titles. Now, obviously, this is one of those big things where you gotta be, incredibly on the ball in terms of making sure that you bring back your players. One of the big things that I've been saying for a while is that a lot of CEOs, what they miss is that people want an engaging, fun, interesting game that's going to bring a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? People will pay for your game if they're having a good time. If they're not having a good time, they will not pay for your game. This is just simply how the entire thing works. This is how the live service model is built. You make a fun, engaging, interesting, and rewarding experience, and people will be like, why not? I'll toss $10 at the skin. Why not? I'll buy the battle pass. Why not? I'll pay $20 for this. Why not? You know what I mean? That's what you want. You want the mentality of, why not? I'm already playing it, might as well support it. One thing that I wanted to point out was this tweet from Burno OCE, which is a huge Apex creator. He currently has 42.6 thousand followers on Twitter. He is one of the most prominent Apex creators, and he actually quote tweeted the original Apex Intel thing and said this: "Here's how you make more money. The best way to make money is by having a healthy game and player base, as that means more people spend money on things and make you guys more profit. So invest in Apex as a whole, from fixing issues to new content, and the player base will return and grow. Then you can make money. Apex has one of the best base core games. Its core identity, gunplay, movement, machines, etc. are insane. You're throwing an insane bag right now, EA." And I agree. I even said in my video that I did on Apex that one of the big things about Apex Legends is that at its core, it is actually a really good game. I did not spend 6,000 hours playing that game just for me to call it shit. In my opinion, Apex Legends is one of the best battle royales. It is the best battle royale to ever come out. But the thing is, the reason why I don't play it and instead go play something like Fortnite is because Fortnite doesn't have near the amount of like external issues that Apex does. It doesn't have near the amount of bad servers and near the amount of ridiculous CEOs. And honestly, because I'm a casual player, I don't really interact with the community, so I have no idea what the Fortnite community is even like. But the big thing about Apex Legends and what made me stop after 6,000 hours was the shitty attitude from the dev team, the shitty attitude from Respawn, the bad servers, the bad optimization, just a general lack of what seemed to be people giving a shit about the game, and in favor of just massive amounts of recolors and crappy collection events and more ways for you to give them $500 or $300 to get this one skin and all that. You know what really got me? The freaking Death Box cosmetic. That pissed me off so unbelievably much, and I'm surprised it didn't piss more people off, and I'm surprised that Apex creators bought the fucking thing. Like, the Death Box cosmetic was one of the dumbest fucking things I had ever seen in my life, and I can't believe they got away with it. And I think they actually did a second one. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure about that one, but I think they actually did a second one. If I remember right, a little while back, they announced they were just stopping character-specific heirlooms, which is another shitty business decision. Like, legitimately speaking, they just made bad decision after bad decision and basically taught the player base, hey, we don't care about you, we only care about your money. Which, I mean, everybody knows that, but no one likes to get told that, right? No, we want to think you give a shit about us. And that's why so many people left Apex, especially with the Battle Pass changes in Season 22. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you still play Apex, tell me what you think of all this. If you don't, tell me what you think of all this. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. You want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.